There is little let-up in the nation's battle against the coronavirus. More than 58,000 new cases in the U.S. were reported Friday, pushing the total number of infections close to 5 million. The nationwide death toll is more than 161,000. The concerns of reopening the University of North Carolina have caught the attention of police in Chapel Hill. Violations of local or state restrictions could be punishable by a fine or a jail sentence after a large group of women at a sorority event was seen not wearing masks or social distancing. Schools are wrestling with how they can keep students and staff safe should they decide to reopening. Everybody's still making those decisions in many cases. Michael George is in New York City this morning, where classrooms will be open this fall. Michael, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. This fall, children will be able to walk through the doors of Marine Park Junior High once again. And New York's governor says the only reason they're able to make that happen is because the state's infection rate has fallen to 1%. But in parts of the country where the virus is raging out of control, parents and teachers have a difficult decision to make. At a time when the nation's children are heading back to some sort of school, a new report shows more than 338,000 children tested positive as of the end of July. 97,000 of those cases reported in the last 2 weeks of the month, a 40% jump, and more than 25 children died in July alone. Dr. Tina Hardert hopes increased testing of children will help determine what role they play in transmission.
The kits are shipped to the families. They're taught how to collect these samples, and then the samples are sent back by the families to a central repository.
But the pressure to get kids into classrooms has left superintendents in more than 13,000 different school districts across the country trying to figure out how to keep children safe amidst a myriad of public health mandates and advisories, and also handle learning differences. In Niles, Michigan, Superintendent Dan Applegate is depending on plexiglass to use for students with learning difficulties.
As I'm sitting here and I could articulate, the student on the other side would be wearing a mask, and then I could put my mask on, that student could drop their mask and articulate as well.
In New York City, the nation's largest school district, it was announced schools will open their doors.
The chancellor and his team have worked incessantly to get this right. They've looked at examples from all over the world of what will keep the school community safe, and they've made a series of choices of how to do things from a health and safety lens first, while also making sure we can educate our kids.
Mayor Bill de Blasio gave parents until last night to register students to either come to school, learn from home, or do a combination of both.
You're going to see a very clean and disinfected bus.
Lawrence Township, Indiana, is cleaning its buses with hospital-grade disinfectant spray.
We've actually got fogging machines.
But here, many students aren't expected to get on the bus. 35% of them are predicted to stay home to learn remotely, while many school districts have announced they won't open at all. So what does a reopened school look like? Well, here in New York, the specifics haven't even been worked out yet, but we do know that it means students and teachers wearing masks, increased COVID screenings, and schools could shut down once again if the infection rate rises. Jeff?
All right, Michael George, thank you very much.